What's up, Internet? It's Wes from Weston's Lawn Care. How you doing today? I just found out I have a tooth abscess. Ooh, good. Look at that puffiness. So I gotta get a root canal. I just thought I'd share that with you. It's quite annoying. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of hurts too. But that's not the point of this video. The point of the video is it is raining like crazy. I don't know if you can tell, but we need to do some maintenance. So I am going to do the oil change on the Wright. And here's what I use. I use 10W40 Kawasaki oil, a synthetic blend, and of course the oil filter, Kawasaki oil filter. It's the Kawasaki engine, so why not get the Kawasaki oil filter, right? Alrighty, let's get at it. Alright, there we have it. I just put two jack stands on the front, and then I just put two on the back, on the frame, of course. The back's on the frame, the front's on the deck, and then as you can see, there's 4 points. That thing's not going anywhere. So that's what I do when I do oil changes. That way it's just that much easier to get the pan under there. You don't have to buy a low profile pan, even though I already have one, but you don't have to buy one to do that. And then, you know, if you ever have to do any maintenance or anything, and you got the jack stands, and, you know, I think that's a pretty good way to do it. Of course, I'm sure they have specified I know they have the jacks for the front, like the Cub Cadet makes one that just puts the front up and stuff, and that's kind of nice. But for an oil change, you want the engine nice and flat. That way you get all the drainage that you can from that old oil. So that's what I do for oil changes. It's a 10 millimeter. And one thing about this is it threw me off loop. The first time I did this, I thought the oil drained from that bolt right there. No, actually that opens up a valve on the other side and it drains on the back side. I didn't know that. It's the first time I had like a paper or a funnel under there or whatever I made to like bring it out. You know, I didn't think, well, hey, these engineers are smart enough to make it drain down. You know, so I just drained it all over my floor of my garage the first time I did this. So that's just was an interesting fact of what happened. And there's my dogs going crazy because someone probably walked in front of the house, and how dare they. Alrighty, so let's get this started. Pretty sure I can do this with one hand. Oh, maybe not. There it goes. Just need a little bit of support. And there it goes. You can already hear it dripping. It's kind of hard to see, but there it is. Can't really see the stream, but you can see it falling. You can see there. So, yeah, the first time I did it, it went all the way in my driveway. It was quite funny. Now, of course, I always have a tool. I just bought three sizes of these. Basically the smallest one. Sticker on there. But it's really a weird place to get into. I don't even know if I can see it. There we go. Go like that. And then pull up. In fact, I think I put it on wrong. Hold on a second. I sure did. Stick it on there. Gonna have to do it at an angle. Stick my hand in there. I've already got most of it drained, so it shouldn't leak too much. Yeah, of course there's some in the oil pan, of course. And this is gonna happen. Or the oil filter. Oops. That's gonna happen. Usually I don't have a camera when I do this, but that's okay. And there she is. And it's not horrible. Just your average wear. Didn't seem anything too bad. Don't see any metal shavings or anything. Oh, you know what? Take that a second back. That thing was ready to go. Jeez. Okay, it's a little bit worse than I thought it was, but that's okay. Alrighty, now that got her all drained, gonna get that back in tight. Get nice and tight. And of course, with the new filter, I always kind of, and this is sideways, so you can only put so much in it, but I like to put a little bit in the filter. And then of course, the old, put some around the rim there. I don't have my gloves on, because I had to go inside and get my daughter, but that's okay again. There we go. This is one of the best filters I've ever found. It's a huge entrance. I gotta clean that off a little bit. It's been sitting in the garage. But in a small, little, narrow there. It's huge. This one I got at Walmart, hyper tough actually, but this company, or whatever Chinese company that makes this filter, I mean, everybody makes, you know, you can go to Ace Hardware and they have their version. It's just the same thing with just a different logo on it. So these are great. I love these things. You know, it's like a one size fit all because it's so narrow. Now the thing that sucks about it is when you pour a quart of oil in there, it'll fill up real quick and you kind of gotta, you know, wait a little bit, let it drain and whatnot. But I mean, heck, that's worth it. If I can fill everything with just one filter, you know, every oil or whatever, that's great. I don't have to sit there and buy 8 filters, for one for my lawnmower, one for my truck, one for my wife's car, so whatever. So I just think that's the greatest. And of course, I gotta clean this out first, but it's gonna go right there. Actually, let's go clean it out right now. And there we go, got it cleaned up. And then all you do is stuff it in there. And then just take your oil and just pour it in. And then after that, all you got to do is put the top on and you're good to go. Of course, take it off the jack stands. And there we are. There's the beast.